The South Pacific covers an area of some 15 million square miles, and among the countless islands in this vast half of an ocean are Fiji, New Caledonia, New Hebrides, Papua New Guinea, British Solomon Islands, Nauru, Gilbert and Ellice Islands, Western Samoa, American Samoa, French Polynesia, Niue, Cook Islands, and the Kingdom of Tonga.
Fiji, 1963. Fiji is my country, the proud host of the first South Pacific Games. The idea of the Games started in Rabaul in 1959, when one of Fiji's representatives at the South Pacific Commission Conference, Dr. Sahu Khan, put forward the suggestion of holding regional games in the South Pacific. His idea was that teams from the 18 territories involved would come together, and in getting to know each other, would come to understand each other better. The suggestion was adopted, and 2 years later, 9 territories met at the Commission's headquarters in Noumea, formed the committee, and drew up a draft constitution, at the same time inviting my country, Fiji, to be the host territory for the first Games. This meeting also laid down that 3 sports had to be held, namely athletics, association football, and lawn tennis, but that other games commonly played in the South Pacific were to be added. The vastness of the area means that many and varied are its people, and the games they enjoy. Many of our communities are village type and scattered, so the committee decided to try and introduce games that had possibilities to suit them. And as women are perhaps just as sport-minded as men, there had to be as many events as possible that they could take part in. So in addition to the original 3, 7 more events could be played. Indoor basketball, 7-a-side basketball, boxing, rugby, volleyball, swimming, and table tennis. These 10 events appear to offer a good variety and could just be got through in 10 days. And in each case, not less than 4 territories had said that they would take part. Invitations were sent to 18 countries. 5 were unable to send teams, but the remaining 13 countries accepted firmly, and from preliminary figures, it looked as if about 600 athletes and officials would be coming to Suva.
In late August, all roads seemed to lead to Suva, the capital city situated at the water's edge on the southeast tip of the colony's largest island, Viti Levu. a busy industrious city of some 40,000 inhabitants. Its wharves ready and waiting to receive those of our 600 guests who would be coming by sea. Some of the first to arrive came from the British Solomon Islands in the Coral Queen. Mr. Coyne, the Director of Organisation, is there to greet them. And our own people there too. In the wake of the Coral Queen comes the Ao Nu with our near neighbours from Tonga. While the team from the Gilbert and Ellice Islands got a lift from the Navy in HMS Cook. And within a very short time were being taken to their quarters. Many came by air, arriving at Nausori Airport some 15 miles out of Suva by Heron of Fiji Airways. And by DC-3 of Polynesian Airways. Games officials are there to meet each team. This team from Western Samoa is met by Mr. John Common, Chairman of the Organising Committee. Athletes are taken by special buses to the Games village. Accommodation is provided in the Nasinu Teachers Training College on the main Kings Road 7 miles outside Suva. A spacious country setting with plenty of amenities for training and relaxation. Also at the Suva Grammar School at Veuto and the Grammar School Hostel St. Stephen's. Consequently, the games had to be arranged to coincide with the school holidays. Meanwhile, final preparations are being made. Almost before they have unpacked, the athletes are at work. At the Veuto village, they have immediate use of the grammar school swimming pool. Training begins. For the athletes, the playing fields are ready with room to spare for all those muscles to get back into trim after travelling. The Western Samoans. And the Cook Islanders. A note of formality now. Teams and officials are invited to Government House to the garden party given by His Excellency the Governor and Lady Maddox. On arrival, each guest is personally introduced to His Excellency and Lady Maddox before moving down onto the spacious lawns to meet other guests. French elegance is evident in the Tahitian teams. The Fiji police band, led by Bandmaster Duncan, add to the atmosphere. And a splash of colour is provided by the arrival of the Tongan team. The Governor and Lady Maddox mixed freely with their guests and talked to many team members. The band beating the retreat bring to a close a memorable afternoon. Everyone seems to be coming to Suva, bent on securing a place at the Games for themselves and their families. A cosmopolitan flavour is added to our capital as visitors, competitors and local people fill the streets. Special ticket offices are set up in the centre of the city. And from every aspect, the final details receive the closest attention. Opening day, 29th of August, 1963. Last touches are applied to the main venue, Buckhurst Park, on the outskirts of Suva. Until a few days before the start of the Games, the field was flooded by 8 inches of rain. Much of the final preparation had to wait until the weather cleared just before opening day. Now the sun shines at last. The ground tracks are ready for rugby, soccer, basketball and field and track events. Empty stands, refreshment shelters and everything waits to greet the crowds arriving from Suva. With an air of expectancy they came from many parts of the South Pacific and from towns and villages of Fiji, all with the same purpose, to see and enjoy the first South Pacific Games. The Fijian coat of arms watches over them as they come through the main gates of the park. Traditionally Fijian is the girl who smilingly checks tickets. The time has come, and after weeks of rainy weather, a sunny sky heralds the opening of the Games. The bands of the Fiji military forces and the Fiji police amalgamate for the opening ceremony in a spectacular and colourful marching display. The Guard of Honour enters the arena. The inspection is carried out by His Excellency the Governor. The competing teams march into the centre of the arena, led by American Samoa. Then the New Hebrides. The French Polynesians, followed by New Caledonia. The Tongan team. And as each team comes into the arena, its territory flag is broken at the head of one of 13 masts above the open pavilion. Western Samoa. The British Solomon Islands. The Cook Islanders. Gilbert and Ellis. Nauru, followed by Niue and Papua New Guinea, with Fiji as the host team taking last place. 13 teams, each formally introduced to His Excellency, and each being greeted by the thousands of onlookers. In the arena, 13 more flags stand as the background to the Games flag, which was donated and is being presented by Mr. Martin, Chairman of the Games Council. The flag that is to fly as a symbol of coming together in friendly competition for the next 10 days. The flag that will be passed on to the future after its tour of duty at the head of the main flagstaff at Buckhurst Park. The historic moment is here. The flag is broken and the games are open. Over 600 competitors and more than 9,000 spectators and distinguished guests are here for this colourful and spectacular ceremony. Some entertainment now with our traditional combination of song and mime, the Meke, enjoyed by everyone as they await the first event, which is a soccer match between Papua New Guinea and Fiji.
And with Fiji on attack, it's a shot by Zikar Ali, stopped very nicely saved by Saveni. Works his way out of the ruck, kicks left-footed. And now it's Karufe on the Papua New Guinea left wing, who gets a very weak centre in. It's collected by Savo in the Fiji goal, and he clears left-footed up the field. And here Zikar Ali has worked his way out onto the left wing. He's going to attempt to beat the fullback, beats the fullback on the outside, passes a nice pass right straight across the goal to Sadish Dutta. Sadish Dutta plays about with it, doesn't shoot and misses his chance. Now to Simmons. Simmons trying to dribble his way through, and again he's neatly tackled and loses the ball. The draw for the 6 knockout matches of the soccer took place before the teams arrived at Suva. And here a shot by Zikar Ali, trying his utmost to score, but he fails. And it's cleared away by Ruben, the Papua New Guinea centre-half. Another shot, this time by Sami Nair, but collected by Saveni, thrown away upfield. And Saveni, another nice save. Saveni was very active throughout this match. Ruben again working that ball away, clears left-footed up the field, headed back by John Lau, goes to Clark. Lee Gok with the ball, tries a shot blocked by the Papua New Guinea defence, and Sami Nair now has the ball on the wing. The corner, goes begging, a wild shot, turned aside by Saveni for a corner. Another shot straight over the bar from a scoreless position, but finally a shot by Zikar Ali scores for Fiji to win 3-1.
Tennis is played on the freshly resurfaced all-weather courts on Albert Park, where a stand for 250 people has been erected. The Governor and Lady Maddox on the final day watch a very close match between New Caledonia and Fiji, in which players from New Caledonia take the first 3 matches, but Fiji come back to draw level at 3-all. go on to win the match and the gold medal for Fiji.